So these are the broilers. You can see there were, lots more shelters here with birds in them. We have about 200 of these, and this is the last ones we have of the season. So we saved them just for you so you could see. Over the next week, these will be gone as well. So we got two different kinds of chicken, and a meat bird, which is, muscular and, it's like a running back, as opposed to a layer, which is more like a basketball player, okay? Different phenotype for different things. So we move these every day. So every morning they get moved. I'll move one right now. So let me go through the procedure here. We use a little dolly like this, and we just come up to it. Stick it under the back end. That breaks ground contact. And then we pull them and the birds just walk on the pasture. They just walk to the next spot. Okay? You pull the dolly out, and you just go on to the next one, the next one, the next one, and work your way right through. And in 60 minutes, one person with that little dolly can move 4,500 chickens. There's 75 birds in a shelter. We can move them every 60 seconds. So one person can move 4,500 birds in 1 hour with that little dolly. No petroleum, no engine, no nothing. So here's what I propose. Looking at this, number one, I want you to appreciate that this is mobile infrastructure. The mobile infrastructure allows us to not own the land that the farm is on. What makes this a farm is not zoning, it's that there's a farmer, okay? So a given piece of land only becomes a farm when there is a farmer activity going on. So if we can take our farmer activity and move it around from spot to spot, suddenly we don't have to own the land that the farming is happening on. So these can be placed anywhere. Land you rent, land you own, land you collaborate with, under an orchard, on an interstate median, the grass around an airport. I mean, wherever you want it, you can place a farm there. That's a game changer. Number two, it's modular. So first it's mobile, second it's modular. If you want to grow a chicken, not that anybody in this group would want to raise a chicken for Tyson, but if you did, what's the first thing you'd have to do? Build a barn, build a house. Are they cheap? No. $300,000 to $500,000. Here's the deal. If you want to grow a chicken for Tyson, the first thing you got to do is build a $500,000 house. Would you call that an impediment to entry? Yes. But here's the thing. With this, all you got to do is cancel your Netflix subscription for 2 months. And with pocket change, you can build one of these and be in the chicken business. And if you like it, you can build a second one. And if you like it even more, you can build a third one. And if you're crazy like we are, you can build 200 of them. But you build them over time with retained earnings, debt-free. Dave Ramsey would be proud. Okay? So the modular aspect allows you to get in with an embryo that's small enough to birth, and then you can scale in real time debt-free. That's a game changer. Number three, so we got mobile, modular, and the third one is management intensive. And that's, of course, when the opposition really gets their on their high horse and with a great condescending attitude says, yeah, I knew there was a catch. This would require more farmers. As if they can't imagine a worse occurrence in a techno-sophisticated, luxurious culture like ours, to demean itself with more lowly farmers. And I would suggest guilty as charged and proud of it, because we have purposely exchanged pharmaceutical intensity, energy intensity, capital intensity for people. And I say that's a fair trade. And what that does is it moves our equity from depreciable physical stuff to skill, information, and relationships. And skill, information, and relationships are all wealth that a bank can't foreclose on and a lending agency can't put a lien on. So I suggest that that's a good trade, and I'm glad that our equity is in skill, knowledge, and relationships. That's better than a 401k plan any day, in my opinion. So I might be poor in cash, but wealthy in skill, knowledge, and relationships. And that's real wealth. So we don't apologize that this actually puts more people on the land. We think the land needs more people. We've been emptying out our countryside into the urban sector for too long, and it's time to bring some of that wealth and that visceral connectedness back to our rural areas. Okay, so the size of the farm is, we own here 650 acres. So 175 is pasture and 475 is forest. So we actually go clear up over the top of the mountain there, okay? So we have a lot more forest than we have pasture. So there are 20 of us that earn a full-time living from the farm. Now, we also lease about 12 properties in the area within about 25 minutes of here. And so we're actually managing about 2,000 acres.